Straight ahead on 12 News, what's growing in Robbinsdale? How about plenty of blue ribbons? Plus, a new partnership that pairs nurses with families in need.
I can be just someone they can reach out to.
But first, is it a sign of the times?
People are going online. They're ordering things over the internet.
What 12 News found. The news starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Mike Johnson. Election season is in full swing and you can see proof in residential front yards.
Elections can mean big bucks for companies that design and create campaign materials, but as Delane Cleveland explains, that's not the case for everyone.
Nearly every which way you turn, campaign signs can be spotted in yards, boulevards, and busy intersections. The signs promote candidates running for nearly every local office imaginable.
He wanted chrome to show up a little bit more.
And Pat Bedell, owner of crystal-based signs in Minnesota, is an expert at designing and printing those signs.
Yes, this time of year, we used to do a lot more campaign signs. Like when I first started 10 years ago, we would look forward to this season because we knew there would be an influx of yard signs.
But that was 10 years ago. As for this year...
This year is zero. I don't have any political signs going on right now.
Bedell says it's a result of the age-old concept of candidates trying to worry about the bottom line with limited financial resources.
People are going online. They're ordering things over the internet. They always get it cheaper. I can't compete with the internet.
She says it's a shift that began about 4 years ago. Bedell estimates that candidates going to online retailers can save up to 40% over what she charges.
It's a money issue, you know.
In the process, she's lost about 20% of the business she used to get this time of year, so she's had to come up with ways to make up for that.
You just learn to market differently. You know, you market to the different industries. Churches are doing a lot right now, schools.
As a small business owner, it's a matter of doing what you can to keep going. And while she understands the desire to pinch pennies, she makes the argument that it's not worth it to sacrifice customer service.
I think they're losing support. I think it would be much better if they said, you know, I bought this at my local sign company rather than someone in North Dakota.
With 2 months to go before Election Day, she says there's still time for candidates to change their minds.
Definitely. There's time for us to help you get elected.
In Crystal, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Of course, not every candidate goes to online retailers. During our assessment of signs in the Northwest Metro, most were made by Twin Cities companies.
Another big factor in political races, you guessed it, money. In Brooklyn Park, City Council candidates required by state statute to file a campaign finance report with Hennepin County. Here's a look at dollars raised this year in the 3 districts with open seats. In the East District, candidate Reva Chambliss has brought in more than $6,000 in campaign donations. Her opponent, Lisa Jacobson, reported raising close to $3,000. In the Central District, James Jackson has raised $600. Opponent Mark Maida has yet to file a report. And in the West District, money has poured into Susan Fa's campaign as she received significant contributions from the Twin Cities Hmong community. She's received more than $18,000. In comparison, her opponent, Amy Hansen, has raised about $200. According to state statute, a candidate may not accept contributions totaling more than $600 from any person or committee in an election year. The candidates will be required to file another campaign finance report by November 1st.
$39 billion with a B. That is how much money MnDOT believes is needed to fix state highways over the next 2 decades. The state's transportation budget is about $18 billion short of that amount. A MnDOT spokesperson says roads will get rougher and congestion will get worse if no new funding is found. State legislative leaders failed to produce a transportation funding package this year due to disagreement over the Southwest Light Rail line.
Charges are now pending against a teenage suspect who Brooklyn Park police say groped 2 female joggers. Police say the suspect is a 14-year-old boy. They say he went up to the women and grabbed their buttocks on a trail near 97th and Linden Avenues in the northern part of the city. A resident tip, thanks to Brooklyn Park's Tip 411 service, helped lead to a suspect. Well, you've likely heard the phrase, it takes a village to raise a child.
But what if you don't have the village? A partnership aims to help create that support network for young families. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains how a partnership pairing nurses with young mothers from low-income backgrounds is expanding to our area.
He loves outside. He's an outside baby.
23-month-old Mayan is the apple of his parents' eye.
But he's also very sweet, lovable, always laughing, and puts a smile on people's faces. What's this?
He can already point out letters and numbers.
A lot of that came from my nurses as far as telling me, like, when you're pregnant, read, you like to read, just read to the baby.
Since Ayan Ali found out she was pregnant, she's been a part of a partnership that helps high-risk families with the high-stress time of having a baby.
Young moms that are poor or have some struggles get so many negative messages about their role, and a lot of my job is to show up and give them a positive message and to say, well, look at all these things you're doing right.
A nurse like Anna Funderburg checks in with young mothers through pregnancy and until the baby is 2, offering support and advice.
You know, I think a lot of our healthcare is going in the direction of shorter visits, shorter hospital stays, and something that the Nurse Family Partnership Program is doing is saying, no, we need a longer relationship. So let's spend 2.5 years, you know, getting to know this family.
It's been working really well in Minneapolis, and we've wanted to expand for quite some time.
Now the program has funding to help young mothers in the suburbs.
It's development of the baby, it's making sure mom has her resources or dad has his resources, how to stay in school, that they get to their doctor appointments.
I was nervous. I was always wondering, like, what's going on? What am I gonna do?
Ayan and the baby's father, Michael, will be finished with the program in another month.
It's amazing and just touches me to see how far they've come and to watch their parenting bloom.
The 3 of them are really special to me.
The nurses will be sad the time is up, but are confident knowing young Mayan and his parents are off to the best start possible. In Brooklyn Center, Shannon Slatton, 12 News.
Hennepin County recently approved a $3.5 million grant to fund the expansion of the program until 2020. In Maple Grove, the grand opening of a southern-based buffet-style restaurant drew an eager crowd of northerners.
Around 50 people waited in line to be among the first for the lunch at Golden Corral.
Every day we pass through here, every weekend me and my girlfriends come through here, so we knew what time it opened. So we wanted to be first because we didn't want to stand in line, and obviously there's a line.
The North Carolina-based buffet restaurant is coming back to Minnesota, opening its first location in Maple Grove at the site of what used to be an old country buffet. Officials from the city and North Hennepin Area Chamber of Commerce gathered for the ribbon cutting. The Maple Grove location offers a meat smoker and a few other specialty items in its buffet. And the Minnesota franchise owner at one time was an executive with Old Country Buffet before leaving the company in 2006 to go to Golden Corral.
The difference from other buffet companies is we do not want to be the low-cost feeder. So our goal is not to be the coupon company or the lowest. What we strive for is quality and variety in a friendly family atmosphere.
The owner plans to open a second location in Maplewood in November. Coming up, a group of Robbinsdale gardeners earn high marks at the state fair.
And then a little bit later in sports, we return to the gridiron to preview Providence Academy in today's training camp report.
But first, another nice day on Friday, temperatures reaching the upper 70s.
Welcome back. It is one of the largest gardening shows in Minnesota.
And members of the Robbinsdale Diggers Garden Club are going for blue ribbons at the Federated Garden Competition at the State Fair. Reporter Sonia Goen shows us how they did.
This is probably, I want to say maybe our 60th show here at the State Fair.
Gardening groups from all over the state are showing off their best-looking flowers, plants, and designs.
You have anywhere from designs to just your regular marigolds that people present. You have your roses, you have your hostas.
Daniel Smith is one of the judges. She says participants have to showcase something they've grown.
From the past years, we've done fairly well. We do quite well with the Diggers group. 8
members of the Robbinsdale Diggers Gardening Group entered the show.
I do hostas, the creative arts.
Pat Smith is participating in at least 25 different categories.
Most of these are small.
She has about 50 different varieties of hostas at her home, including some unique ones.
These are miniatures.
She says the small hostas are growing in popularity.
This one is a miniature. It's Hope. Curly fries. That's kind of a new one.
Pat says just about anyone can grow hostas.
Hostas, I think, are really easy to grow. I mean, you have to have them in the right spot. Most of them don't tolerate too much sun, so you want them in the shady area.
Her talents don't stop there. She also entered the photo contest, the table artistry competition, and the fairy garden contest.
That one's mine.
She even put a bit of Birdtown in her display.
Being from Robbinsdale, I thought I would have the water tower.
While Pat is hoping to bring home some blue ribbons, it's the fairgoers who get the best prize of all.
I think it's just the enjoyment that you see on the people's faces when they come in and look at these, the awe that you get. You know, how do you do this?
At the fair, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Pat Kennedy won 7 first-place awards, while the Diggers Garden Club as a whole received about 10% of the awards. Congratulations to them. Great work. Coming up, a 4th grader who not only delivers smiles, but also plenty of school supplies.
But first, we head to the lake to catch up with pro angler Terry Tuma. This week's fishing tip is coming up next.
We've been waiting for this for a while now. Football season starts tonight, Thursday night.
Right.
It starts with a good one.
Right, a lot of high school games around the area tonight on Channel 12 and our HD Channel 799. Osseo Maple Grove is going to be a great one at Maple Grove. And while many of our local prep football teams are kicking their seasons off Thursday night, a handful start on Friday. Here's Jay Wilcox with a look at one of those teams, the Providence Academy Lions.
The Providence Academy Lions are ready to hit the ground running. They returned 5 starters on each side of the ball from a 6-4 team last fall.
On the line, we're returning a lot, so there's not a whole lot of gaps there, but we're definitely filling some voids on the receiver and quarterback position, and everyone's been really stepping up and doing a good job so far. And defensively, we've been the same thing. We've just been stepping in, and everyone's been holding up their end of the bargain.
Well, we graduated a strong senior class last year. Our quarterback is gone, so we have some holes to fill, and we think we're strong in our line, and those guys are working really hard. So we have some balance out there, but we're still looking to fill some holes. So we'll see how it goes over the next couple weeks.
Providence will run behind talented 300-pound tackle Gavin Blomberg, a Division I prospect. Clay Gardner leads the defense from his middle linebacker slot and also plays guard. Jackson Baird is a 4-year regular, but with a twist. Baird moves to quarterback this season.
Oh, it's fun. It's a lot different than running back and receiver, but it's good to fun senior year to try something new and help lead the team to state and farther.
While the school building's still under construction, things are finalized with the Lions' beautiful home field. That adds to the feeling that this may be a pretty special year for them.
Yeah, it's finally good to be back on, kind of see the full thing come together, and I'm excited to play the senior year on it.
We feel like we've got a strong senior class again, which we've enjoyed for several years now, and those guys have strong leadership skills, so we feel very good about the team chemistry and the bonding part of it, and now it's just a matter of getting the work done.
Friday Night Lights can't get here soon enough for Providence Academy. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
Here's a look at the Lions. Derek Ashe comes into his 3rd season as head coach with a record of 15-5 in 2 years. 10 starters in total are back, offense and defense. They open the season at Breck Friday night, a game you can watch live on Channel 12 and our HD Channel 799. This Labor Day weekend, we have a 12 Sports special presentation. Watch our Hall of Fame special as we welcome the class of 2016. 4 great athletes will be honored. Watch the 12 Sports Hall of Fame special Saturday night at 9 and 9:30 p.m., plus several times Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And see at those times on our website as well at 12.tv. What goes into finesse fishing for bass? Terry Tuma explains in this week's Channel 12 Fishing Tip.
I had some questions asked first of all, what is finesse fishing for bass? What is a jig worm for bass? And how and what kind of equipment should we use? First of all, use a jig head that's going to correspond with the type of bait that we're using. Many times a pro jig worm, extremely productive, and then of course your shaky snake, also extremely productive on a jig head itself. What you want to do with a jig head though is when you're selecting one, have one that has a longer shank, and I do like the plastic keeper, it's going to hold your plastic on, and a fairly wide gap hook. And the reason that the shaky snake is so productive is that it has a real vibrant action when you have it hooked on a jig head in the water column. I do use a spinning rod and reel, generally speaking a 7+ in length, and then test line. I use mono here under these kind of conditions, and that mono is 8-pound test, but extremely productive. Work it along deep weed edges, along inside turns of points where there's some weeds, and brake line, weeds coming right up to the edge of the brake line and then start to drop down deep. These are all very productive to fish this type of a bait for reluctant bass. It does work. Use your patience, your confidence, and you are going to catch fish. Give it a try.
Thanks, Harry. Friday, starting at 4 and 12 News, we'll have highlights from 4 prep football games around the area on Thursday night, including that big Osseo Maple Grove game.
All right. Thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, a Plymouth restaurant gets a day to call its own.
Plus, a 4th grader who made a promise, and boy, did she deliver. We'll be right back.
You know you've arrived when you get a mayoral proclamation. In Plymouth, the mayor proclaimed it Rock Elm Tavern Day in honor of the restaurant's 1-year anniversary. The spot along Highway 55 and County Road 24 in Plymouth is best known for its homemade tots with bacon ketchup. Owner Troy Redding says he's learned plenty in year 1.
Our burgers have been wildly successful. Our house-made tots are the bomb, and so we've evolved a little bit from what I first envisioned as far as a more upscale dining destination to a place where everybody can come all the time.
The restaurant is offering specials all month long. And finally, many students at Champlin Brooklyn Park Academy will have the supplies they need, and that's thanks to one of their classmates.
We first told you about 9-year-old Megan Balfe last month, and the 4th grader started collecting supplies for students who couldn't afford them. Overall, she received more than $100 in donations and supplies, and it was enough for 26 backpacks, 40 boxes of crayons, 20 boxes of markers, and hundreds of pencils. Look at that photo. Wow. Megan dropped the supplies off this week, so students will be ready when school starts, and that is pretty amazing what a 9-year-old girl can do.
Absolutely. They're doing double thumbs up. Absolutely.
Yeah, very good. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We will see you back here again on Friday starting at 4.